just shift the game capture window to capture the correct window, because I am a professional streamer who set this up ahead of time. And by that I mean I totally failed to do. Game window. Why are you doing this? Goose is just Goose with a capital G. Get rid of the colons around it though. Hey, Gulau. Give me one moment, y'all. Yeah, I need to stop that. Yeah, you would need a headset to hear the music, Porphyria. Wizards! So yeah, let's go ahead and do the thing. Blindingly bright. Sounds good, Blue. Oh, new part. So we are this this character now. If you are familiar with Journey, you'll recognize my nice swag patterns on my delicious cloak here. Signify that this is my third time through on Steam, at least. On the PS4, I used to play this weekly, actually. Let's see if I can still... It's the patterning along the bottom. It starts out very, very simple. With just the little lighter colored patterns at the very, very bottom, and then it gets more complex as you go. And on your fourth run and beyond, you actually get a white cloak rather than a red one. Well, what I like about it is there's, so it follows kind of the hero's journey very literally. But it does so in a artful way, and it gives you these little plaques every now and then which allow you to kind of read into whatever story you want to interpret into it. Yeah, and you can randomly pair up with another player. Markers of all those who have come before. And I am going to be taking this slow, so I don't see the point in speed running it. Especially if your whole point is to kind of clear your mind, which is my purpose today. Structure over here. And we can... At the moment we don't have a scarf, but we'll be getting one. We can chirp along in our little language. One thing notable, you get a symbol each run. The symbol is unique to your run, so this one got like diamond patterns in the bottom right, or bottom left and upper right quadrants, and vertical and horizontal lines on the others. I used to be active in a forum for this game where there was an individual named Clowny who succumbed to cancer a few years ago, but he compiled all of the symbols and gave them cute nicknames. I don't recall what this one is, but right now I found my first rune, which gives me the scarf. Little tiny scarf, little nub of a scarf. And interacting with other fabric, they are attracted to me and they recharge my scarf just through contact. Now, one thing unique about the white run on like your 4th and beyond is you actually recharge your scarf just by touching the ground. You don't actually have to make contact. Hey, Marilyn. Yeah, this is one of my favorite games ever. Glad to have you. Gonna be taking it pretty slow and pretty easy. Yeah, you can get it really long, and if you're clever, you can keep it, at least to the final climb, but we'll be getting there. How'd you stumble onto the stream, Kelly? Just watching the directory, or? One thing you can do is you can pull the scarves to you, which allows you to kind of do this little double maneuver. Oh, goodness. Oh, another gift. Thank you for Phinia, goodness. Bomb. Explosions everywhere. Yeah. I'm really happy with those emotes. This is our first mural. The gift subs keep coming. What is happening? Oh, fantastic, Kelly. Yeah, well, I mean, it's one of those games that attracts... If you get it, you really get it. And it affects you. So, I totally understand. No, this is not where you find them, you know, you find other players throughout the game. But this one... Oh, thank you, Below. Yeah, these are made by Kazura, who I was introduced to through Limex's stream. Limex is a Wind Waker stream. And she took a sketch that Shaloon came up with. Shaloon's a dedicated follower of the stream and a very good friend. So did I, Callie. I miss him so much. Yeah, Shaloon gave me the octopus too. Yeah. Actually, let me... yeah, Vorfinia got me this parrot also. Okay, Vorfinia got a parrot to sit with me. Oh! Oh, that's from... I didn't realize that. And who was that? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. I have a list of the Journey forumers that I had the pleasure of traveling with. I'm gonna show briefly. Because Kelly may recognize some of these names. This was when I was active on the forum. I am playing on Steam, yeah. AS Geek 2012, Astel, Balana Torres, Doberman, Domi 2072. Domi was like the most technical player that I remember. There's not a crossplay, no. Fayriel, Five Arch, Flocati, Clowny, Gum was hilarious. Gum did like fan art of people's characters and things, which I know everyone looks the same, but she added personality to them, which was really neat. Heth Paris, Hi Jackie, I Live to Write, wrote some of the most amazing synopses of journeys and turned them into full stories. Infiltrator, H Nerd, Neuroblastoma, Night Owlo, Onion Budgie, Puppy Zero, Pika, Reverend Time, Shira Cheshire, and Villa. Yeah. Yeah, those were people I have journeyed with. Names that I miss. Continuing on. Yes, yeah, I Live to Write. Put together some really good work. Really wonderful community overall. Which a game like this has to attract that. Like, there's nothing competitive about it. One thing fun, just kind of as a note, is it does not allow you to move here, but if you have a white cloak, you can do things to push out of bounds when you encounter things like this, like the wind wall, because the white cloak can charge while aiming at the ground, and can build up an enormous amount of momentum, and you can push through that wind wall and get to explore. There's a whole vast beyond on all of the levels, which has been very well documented and explored and is a fun time. We won't really be going there today because I want to do just kind of a glitchless exploratory run. So these are most of the various symbols themselves. on some of these. Hey, Guano, welcome. On most of these little tablets, I think there's another pedestal of them. Here's ours. We'll sit next to it. The double diamonds and the horizontal vertical lines. And I believe as you... How are you doing, Guano, by the way? As you play through, you can unlock, you know, the different areas and go, I believe, straight to them. But we won't be doing that. We'll be doing a full journey. Now play Sky. Is that No Man's Sky? Or Sky a new... Oh, if it's fully documented gameplay for TGC, I presume it's their new title, which I have not played yet. How is it, Ellie? Need to get a little bit of scarf help in order to get in there. Or to get that rune. The runes extend your scarf out, so we'll be going over to this over here to get a little bit of scarf help. Hey, you red things, come over here. Give me scarf. Got some charge, so we'll be able to very politely ask that rune to join us. And a little bit, not a lot. We get some extreme long scarves later on. Another. Also, whenever you get a rune, you fully recharge your scarf, which is nice. And these, you'll see these little tattered things here and there. When you touch them, you can kind of show how they were, maybe in their former glory. You can also shout at them, as words have power. If you want to shout a longer distance, you can charge it up, really let go. How's the music volume, by the way? Is it loud enough for everyone? I know I can hear it, but it's reactive music, so it actually responds to not only the level, but things that you do in the level, and if you get a companion to join you, you actually have like an entire parallel in the music. It was composed by Austin Wintory, who also has done the soundtrack for Banner Saga. Very similar to her name. Okay. Very cool. I've got to check that out. I remember when they were starting work on a more multiplayer-oriented game. Did not keep up with it. I didn't realize that they had released the title. So yeah, definitely. I'll definitely have to check that one out. One of the coolest things out there was Austin Wintory and orchestra did a concert where a player played through the game and they did the reactive music live in response to their gameplay. Phenomenal concert. Really impressive. So we'll continue on. This is just the intro area to kind of get you to understand at all what's going on a little bit. And you encounter these little shrines at each stage, and they have their own set of symbols with them. And they also have these markers, and when you walk next to the markers, or if you shout at them, they light up with their own runes, each one unique. This one is ours, looks like. This one, I believe, is laughing. Touched those, we'll shout at these other ones. And they missed the circle. I didn't get to attend it. I just saw the recording of it. I did fund it, but it didn't work out for me to actually attend one, so... That's okay. Each one of these gives you these mural scenes. Like I said, it kind of lets you paint your own story into it. This is kind of a... I mean, it's a little bit of a creation type story. Energy from, you know, the mountain coming down, giving crops, giving life to this vast dead area. Because the mural that we saw back there was a whole bunch of, you know, these sorts of characters lying basically in tombs. And that cutscene just suggested that the addition of not only crops, but also that the red fabric, whatever that may be, like an allegory for, brought life and kind of civilization to a dying people. So, this next area is the first area where we could encounter another player. Now, I admit, the pace that I'm going and the way that I'm talking through it, more for my own sake, is we're going to be going at a pace where most players are not going to want to stick with me, and that's okay. You're not required to journey with someone. Some people are willing to take their time and explore. Some want to go fast. Some want to go hitting all the weird out-of-bounds wonders in the world. It's all good, and, you know, there's no pressure in any way. Go over here, because little rune over here that I grab. And from down here, yeah, we can see there's a ruined bridge. That would have spanned from where we came from all the way to up there. There's just these pillars that remain. All the segments between long since fallen. And that's not the only bridge. There's a whole set of bridges. We can't actually go over this way, but we're going to walk over this way anyway. Because there's another wind wall which prevents you from actually checking out the other bridges. Again, unless you do outer bounds. But, like, it hints at some pretty vast structures that used to exist. I love that emote, Kelly. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and we can encounter our first sign of one of these. This be? This isn't like stone structure, is it? It's got all these things inside of it. Here. Oh, and there's our first companion. They're going to be opening up the bridge, probably for us. Because you can unlock the various bridge segments by activating large scarfs over that way. Let's go greet them. Looks like they're a first run. Not falling over. Really not in practice doing that. Used to be really good at it. It was kind of the universal sign of Journey players who probably had a little bit more experience. This is another thing. You're rewarded for cooperating with players because you can charge your scarf not only from touching other scarves, but also touching other players, or shouting at them. So 2 red scarves actually can, like, fly indefinitely by shouting at each other, or by flying and touching, which is something you can't do alone. Because of how the game was designed, there's really no way to negatively impact another player. You can only positively impact one another, or be a otherwise neutral force. One of the few games to actually achieve that. Now, we saw one of these metal structures previously, and this is a whole list of them, or a whole series of them. It's full of bridge segments. I also like that You never have any idea what someone's actually trying to say, but there's still a sense of communication even with just the little pips and honks. There we go. Fell over. Finally. 3 all of the scarf bits. Always. They're on board with this as well. The face plant never gets old, that's true. Oh yeah, I see another one. This is another segmented thing. Very creature-like in appearance. Like a centipede or something. The bridge is complete. It may not be stone, but it's been rebuilt. Down. I wonder if they're trying to show me the mural. This is our second mural. And the last one was a bunch of unmanned graves. This one is like showing all kinds of city structure. So they went from nothing to having like farmland to building whole cities, presumably. This is a first-run player. Gosh, I'm out of practice on that. Can't tell if he's gotten, if they have gotten the room up there already or not. That's another thing that I actually rather appreciate about the game is you really have no concept of character appearance or gender. It doesn't. It's completely irrelevant to Journey. There's only people. And your options are walk with someone or walk alone. Music actually shifts here when you're going across the bridge. Set reactive. I know that feeling. And silent. Or can I? Yes, I still got it. Oh. If you join a cutscene with two of you, you actually, you can continue on together. But if you really do want to continue on alone, they can go through, and then you can go through later. So when you join into the circle together, you're basically saying, okay, yeah, I'll walk more of the way with you. So this is kind of speaking to them finding ways to take this red material, this energy, this gift that they've been given, and harvest or refine it in a more mechanical way. You know, bringing it into that tube and using it to maybe power their cities. It's kind of what it speaks to. Ah, the pink desert. With our destination in the distance. I actually painted with acrylics something based on this kind of, but you know, not as beautiful. See, there's light coming from the mountain. Going that way. Back the direction we came. What direction is this buddy gonna go? You can slide around on Nice Loop, which is also fun. Close enough to give them a boost. Oh, the active music from freeing one of these creatures. They're playful and fun. Dive under the sand. They'll kind of follow you around too. Be little boosts. There's need of them. Dead. I'll go straight to them. The kite thing is not a person, no. The kite thing is just programmed to be silly and fun. And there's a few of them that you can encounter. Is this where we came from? For one of these dunes, there's... whatever. There's stuff near the edge of the... I want to say there's a mirror over here. It's been so long. Oh, there it is. Second kite thing. And a third mural. Yeah, this is even more indicative of moving, advancing in some way, or moving towards using scenery or domesticated creatures or something. Because you've got peoples and presumably like crops and things. But they're flying around now on these weird segmented things. Now, we've got to go to the other side. Pink desert. Little secrets tucked in between dunes all over the place. This one probably chronologically comes before the other one we just looked at, but absolute abundance of resources. At least, that's how I read it. You may have your own interpretation. Hear that sound. Oh, that's right, yeah. So, for those who are familiar with that game company, this is an homage to one of their earlier titles, Flower, where you sweep flower petals throughout the world, or like throughout the levels. So, yeah, this is almost certainly not a new player. Wayfarer, which I love when they stealth as first runs. Our flower has been buried. Rate all of them. Got so many of them. It's a scarf dog, like, bonanza, and one picked me up, delivering me to the top of the dune. Like the little great things. They just have fun. Let's see, there was one other room way over here. Back. Can't remember quite all the little hidden books. Or I'm just misremembering. Have a sensible route where I could actually find everything. I know, I love the scenery. I could just wander around in the sand dunes forever, honestly. Oh. They're trying to get up here and land on it. It's tricky. You have to align your shadows. Yeah. The white cloak means that you have gone through 4 times, and you actually recharge just by touching the ground. I think we're almost certainly missing a rune somewhere. There's another one on this stage. I almost feel bad dragging this person back, but at the same time, I don't really want to catch all the things. Have we been to that structure? We haven't. They don't seem to mind, which surprises me, but I suppose it shouldn't. Game for being patient and being social. Segmented things, but it's busted through some wall here. And we can liberate another one of our kite friends. Person has the patience of a saint. I appreciate that so much. It is. It's food. Yeah. We have been here. Is that what I'm looking for? I think so. Yeah. There it is. Orphinia, 17 months. Thank you. I think this is also the last scarf puppy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, you can have your egg back. Oh, you upgraded, I see. Yeah. I had to make decisions on what actually got in and what didn't for the tier 1 sub. And the egg had to be moved. That's right. These little stone markers used to be part of my route. I had a established route that I would kind of follow. It's been way too long since I've made the journey. Should know these so well. Not that it's like there's no stakes, so it's not like it matters. Like There's no lose condition for Journey. The only the only thing that you are looking for is whatever you get out of it. Another set of rocks that used to be another landmark. Never worry about that rock because used to be an important land. Love sliding around. Like, it's, you know, not the most sophisticated physics engine out there, but for what it does, it works really, really well. Get them to come to this highest peak. What of you? That's where we're going. To the mountain. Things look kind of ominous. More Garf things trapped in there. Have to save them. So, my pips... No, the audio for the pips is kind of cut out for some reason. Here, particularly up. Those should look familiar. They look like those metal segmented things. Don't look friendly. next area is probably my favorite part of the soundtrack. Right. We're missing a rune in the area. I wonder if they'll mind looking for it even after this cutscene. It is. Oh, it's beautiful. So yeah, here we're showing that in our the beginnings of our hubris, we've taken this energy that we've gotten and we've depleted resources to just build up and build up and build up. Like, we've just replaced all of the food and resources with structure and civilization. At least, as always, that's my interpretation. Since there's no actual dialogue and no direct hand-holding of what the story is, you know, it doesn't really tell you. So, do you understand that I'm asking for where this rune is? Is it down below? I don't want to go out there yet. Let's go down below. I think it's down. I don't know where. But call me obsessive. I'm fine with it. I want to find the rune. I also want to get my sound back, which will probably happen in the next level. I miss the little cheery pipsons. Is it over there? Honestly, this player, I'm really curious who they are, because they are just so patient with me. And I hope they know that I appreciate it so much. Because, like, we saw the cutscene. The next thing you're supposed to do is just go, right? And instead I'm like, nah, fam, I'm good. Let's keep looking for the next rune. The reason why I say that I know that we missed a rune is those pedestals. They've got those little things at the base to show you how many runes exist on the map. Is it that glowy thing up there? It is that glowy thing up there. Oh my gosh. It was right below. Oh, okay. We could have just gotten it. I'm foolish. I mean, it's fine. Like, it's not like I'm kicking myself, but that's fine, Ippo. Thanks for dropping by. And yeah, it is a stunning game. I cannot recommend it enough. Hey, Shalom. No, I don't. Oh. So I wanted to get the rune, but the scarf things grabbed me, so I wasn't able to. Hey, Mana. Glad to have you by. That's fine, Shalom. So, like I said, this is probably my favorite part. This track is just phenomenal. You can't learn now. And the second half of this stage has a scene that has stuck with me forever. We'll be getting to that. Oh, that's bright, but that's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is a game that I would like. It's pretentious or whatever, but it's literally interactive art. Both in the visuals and the music. Let's check out our next mural. Yeah, I love games like that. So, now resources are gone. You know, we don't see any more of the little wheat icon. We see only like a thriving population in city halls and stuff. Which is kind of echoed by the music. The more frenetic pace of the music and the more, you know, rat race sort of feel of the, oh my god. Oh, that's cool, Eppo. So again, we have these little fallen structures, but now we kind of have seen that these are an echo of something more ominous. We saw that in the factory, these had a glaring face to them, didn't they? I love how you can always orient yourself based on the direction of the mountain, too. At least until you can't anymore, but we'll get there. Also, Shalyn, if you are still lurking-ish, it's not really a spoiler-type game. I wouldn't worry about that. When you play it, even if you've seen everything, you'll get your own interpretation of it. And I mean, obviously every player is different. You may feel differently about it, but that's my take. It's because it doesn't actually convey a concrete story. I don't perceive it as like actual spoilers. Okay, so we're gonna be hitting the second slide. Yeah, a very abstract work of art. And yeah, from a narrative perspective, and even from the way it's named, like, this is very much, oh, are you trying to do a trick? Or just trying to bring us up to where this rune is? What are you trying to do, friend? Yeah, it pairs you up randomly with someone. You have no idea who they are. You can't communicate except with pips and body language, which is a really interesting mechanic, and you don't have to play together. Like, if we got separated, we'd be separated, and it would find someone else to pair me up with. And it's fine, really. At the end, it shows you a list of everyone that you journeyed with. So, this is the next place, and we're going to be heading again towards the mountain. So here we go. Let's hit those dunes. Slaloms. Yeah. Oh, whoops. Missed that one. Oh no. I forgot. We had to go a different route if we wanted that rune. Oh well. That's okay. As I said, there's no win condition, there's no points. So this is the scene. If you're not watching, I recommend you watch. Because this part stunned me. Bad time to lurk. Here we go. Oh. I just love this so much. The golden. Now you can go lurk. that would be the part. Yeah, that's the part that you can't miss, because it's too good. It's too beautiful. And we're going, and we're going, and going, and it's getting a little darker, and steeper. And where are we going? Huh. But the mountain's up there, and we're going down here. Oop. That tonal shift is spectacular. Going from, you know, we're just cruising along, and again, it's a parallel kind of to the story that's being conveyed, right? Like, the murals that we've seen, it's hinting at like they're building up civilization, it's going really well, but there's something wrong. Literal peaks and valleys, yeah. And then there's kind of a fall darkness, which is, and in the hero's journey part of the cycle, this is where the hero actually goes to kind of, you know, the dark world, so to speak. This is where that shift happens. So here we have another mural. Let's see what this tells us. It's very literally the games, even the track titles are named after segments of the hero's journey cycle. So here we have the population turning against one another and tearing the scarf symbol in half. Conflict for the first time. So that great civilization that was building up and just consuming all the resources now has decided to have some sort of difference of opinion that they couldn't reconcile. Who knows what that could have been? Maybe it was in, you know, some wanting to change how it was being used. Maybe they maybe some were critical of just replacing all of the resources with ever-growing buildings. Or maybe it was something just more interpersonal than that. Like in Relate to Real World, could be something as simple as a difference of opinion of how we interpret this scarf energy god figure. So here we get the introduction of the stopped putting all the energy into the cities and all that and started putting them into these really sinister looking like flying things that they are cruising around on in this struggle, so to speak. And we can't even see the mountain at this point. We have passed into the dark world. Ellie, thank you for the follow so much. I didn't know if you were still here. Those brass horns compared to the previous woodwinds and stuff that have been very playful, this is a very different tone. The color change, very drastic, very stark difference. The shift to blue, yeah. Darker blue hues. Yeah. And even the sound of the pips, it's not that crisp pip. It's got this echo to it. Everything, like, they did so much to make each level feel very distinct. The sand falls from above. I don't mind walking as much of this as I can. It's a game that a lot of people say that they'll play and then never really get around. And I get that. It's not compelling in the way that a lot of games are. Hey, Jenny. I do too. I do too. It's much more of a feels type game. Of these just pillars of light. So beautiful. I also have to say, I'm not going to be, exploring it here, but the out of bounds on this stage is just phenomenal. And huge. Probably one of the most enjoyable out of bounds. If you go on like a glitched run. Like, he just this little head shake. Sand is on my cloak. Ah, gosh. Get it off. And it's also, again, level design mirrors the tone. In the previous levels, like, it was really easy to find areas where you could slide, but here you actually have to work. You have to climb in order to get a decent slide in. It's very much a walking stage. It wants to set a slower tone. And there's the wind wall. Wants to set a slower pace. It wants you to feel the struggle. And it does a really good job of conveyance. Oh well. The wind, the wind is just part of where the boundaries of the stage are, but... Conveyance. Yeah, one of my favorite words ever. Where video games are concerned. I'm real big on conveyance. And a lot of games fail at that. Like, they can have an excellent story, but if you fail to get the player feeling what your protagonist is feeling, they can't relate to the experience. Where are we going? I'm on. It's instant. Did I miss something? Yeah. Where are we going? I'm following you. You've been following me quite a bit. And is it up there? Or are we just going this way because we got turned around? Not sure anymore. But they seem to be leading me somewhere. Do we want to stand on a rock? I'm okay with this. I would love for a linguist's take on that, Mona, because you develop kind of a rapport, and different people do communicate differently. But there are definite patterns that emerge. Maybe they just wanted a moment in the light. Which is understandable amid all this darkness. And like, it's real subtle, but you can get 3 very distinct tones out of the button. Like, it's one button, but you can do a pip, or, you know, a series of pips. You can do a longer kind of a cry if you hold it down for a moment, or you can really hold it down and just do a bong. And they all kind of feel different, even though functionally it does nothing except to extend the radius of your shout. But players definitely use them in different ways. 100%. So I would love a linguist's take on them. Like, he's saying, get out of there. I don't know what they were telling me, but oh my gosh. They have not been so... This is the chattiest they've been. Oh, goodness. Yeah. They fell down and they were like, why? Why did you let me fall? I don't know. Love it. Love it so much. I do find that I tend to be a little bit chattier than most players. Also, it's like you can kind of see it, but it feels really nice. The way that interacting with scarves straight up makes your character more floaty. You know, you feel that lightweightedness and that kind of, I guess in the game context, you kind of get not power, but freedom. You get a kind of freedom from it, I would say. I think that would be fantastic. And like I mentioned it earlier, but I really appreciate that there really are no, like, there's no, like, gender markers. It is very liberating from what you normally see in any sort of social interaction. Or, you know, character design, frankly. One of the things that Clowny discovered about these jellyfish is how to manipulate their movement, and he did some really amazing artistic things to get some pretty amazing screenshots where he would spend hours nudging them this way and that just to get them like arranged into like a heart or something. I wanted to drop down here because not only are we getting those jellyfish things up there, but there's also these like seaweed structures, which are just wild. It's one design, right? It's a scarf, but when they cut it up like this and they arrange them in different ways, they're able to do so much with just this one simple two-dimensional textured thing. With little churs, little bloops. Bloop, 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 bloop. So good. So here, we're given not much choice. We go down. But yeah, I would definitely be interested in hearing that. Because everyone gets something a little different out of it. Oh yeah, yeah. It is. So like we saw in the factory in the Pink Desert, we have these rotating structures with the faces. They look even more ominous in this lighting. This hallway, ugh. First. So, those flying machines we've seen in the murals, by the way, now they have depiction. I like that my scarf friend went and hid. So did I. So, if it was not clear from that, they're not just, like, harvesting machines for, like, gathering food, as some of the earlier interpretations may have been. And it's possible that they were originally for that, but they're very hungry for consuming whatever scarf energy they can find. Yeah. Yes, Mona. That is definitely fair interpretation. Oh no, those scarves. Consume. And sat down. Get with them. Oh. Oh. My companion's disconnected or otherwise left, leaving me to continue the darkest part of the journey alone. Take care, Mona. It's somehow fitting that that happened. This is the next mural, the first one in this darker part of the world. Where previously they built cities, now they just build the war machines. And this is also interesting. It's a subtle change, but previously they personally rode the machines, whatever they used to be. Like, again, a charitable interpretation was they were originally for, like, helping harvest food. In that capacity, maybe they needed to be ridden. Another interpretation is maybe they used to be more discriminate because they were being piloted and controlled. But again, they're no longer being piloted and controlled, they're just producing them to challenge whatever the rival force is. Because they had that schism. Now, there are paths you can take to completely avoid. I'm going to be trying to just kind of navigate it as best I can without taking those particularly careful paths. Because you want to avoid the gaze of these hungry, hungry things. Oh! Another one's active. We'll, just hug this pillar here. Maybe? No! Oh! That was a spooky narrow dodge. Please, no. No? Is no? Get inside. And again, technically speaking, there are no stakes here. There's no lose condition. But unlike games where there are lose conditions, I, in the moment, actually, like, feel, scared for the character. It is, again, it's that conveyance. It doesn't... Oh, gosh. He didn't bite me. I just got clipped by a wing. Dust myself off and move on. Oh, okay. Through, like, color and design and music. It's kind of genuinely frightening. These alien movements, like, they just drift upwards. Get to the next pillar? Yes. See a rune over there. After this next creature goes, I'm gonna go for it. Okay. Continuing on. So, this is another very powerful moment where we can't avoid the gaze of the creatures. They are hungry and they are on us. But we see potential freedom. As we're protected from whatever this is. Now, I choose to interpret this as like a power of solidarity or something. Because these are all those symbols. These are all of the symbols of the souls and such. And they've created this grid and these runes, this well illuminated thing. They're just everywhere and they're in the air. It's as if like the souls of generations are united together here to protect, you know? There's nothing offensive going on here. There's no attacks. It's just a barrier of inner strength that you've stumbled into. Again, I keep saying, that's my interpretation. You may have a different one. I have to, just as tradition, visit the tiny scarves every year if I can find them. Oh. There they are. I've never known what these were, and there's a lot of theory, but there's a red scarf and a white scarf. Tiny ones. They can't charge you. But they're growing here as if they're seeds. So, let's see. Nothing more to it but to continue. Think there were any other murals over here? I think so. And again, I know very different tone than my usual game, but I needed something like this tonight. So there's our symbol again. Off we go. Hey, Creepella. Glad to have you. Yeah, I dig it too. Again with the mentor. So, where we left off. The war machines just laid waste to everyone. And the city has fallen to ruin. Things got buried along with the people. War did not help anyone here. There was no victor that emerged from it. Presumably, one to carry on. Presumably you. One to carry the story, one to, you know, convey the message or something. What your purpose is unclear, but it's clear that amid all of the chaos and all of the ruin, at least one remains to carry on, perhaps to learn from the lessons of the past. So, where that was the underworld, and we had fallen and we had to navigate the underworld, this level design is just the opposite. It's about climbing, right? Like, it starts you off saying, you have to look up. Yeah, I love that there's no set script. And yeah, I have mentioned that, but it definitely bears repeating. The lack of actual written dialogue is one of the best strengths of Journey, because you can apply it to even your own personal life. Like, you can really get inside the feelings of this and turn it into an allegory for whatever you're going through or whatever you're observing in broader society or what have you. Like, keeping it general was a wonderful choice, because they could have been much more heavy-handed, and then you'd only be able to relate to it if you had something very specific in your lived experience that could be related to it. Hey, Garlic. My partner left in the midst of the Dark World, unfortunately, which, like I said, is kind of a fitting place for them to have disconnected. Well, who knows what happened? They could have been disconnected. They could have just been fed up with my plodding pace. No, I haven't gotten another one, and that's okay. What? What are you laughing about? Yeah, I strongly recommend this game. It's going fine. Like, there's no actual, like, win conditions or anything. So yeah, this is... The thing is that I'm currently in this primordial soup of souls that I've activated. And so, like in the previous area, at the very end of it, where you were protected by that shield wall of, like I said, what I interpret as like solidarity of souls. Here, through activating that first mural, we've raised some of it. So it goes this high. And as long as we're in it, our scarf turns bright and we are constantly charging, so we can actually swim around in this stuff. And we can see that the other scarves in this area are very much alive. So yeah, it's like we're calling on life, energy, souls, the energy, spirits of the past to join in this. Yeah, it's more of like an interactive bit of art, rather than like a game that you're actually trying to play and win. But it's, it's a very, in my opinion, very powerful one. On top of each of these structures, it's a little hard to see. It's got detailed little roof areas. There's another rune we'll grab while we're here. Now, one fun thing you can do is you actually can get to the very top of this without activating any of the primordial soup, whatever you want to call it. Especially if you're a white cloak or if you have a partner. You can't fly straight up because each time you land, there's a cap on how high you can go. But if you keep finding different platforms to land on, you can go plenty high enough. And like these platforms, you can see that they're getting higher and higher. So let's do the actual run, because I enjoy doing the actual run. So come up here and we say, let's give me that boost, and then we ask for another boost. Repeat. Yet another mural. This mural picks not one but two, which makes me wonder if I've been joined by a companion, but the music. As you add layers, you get more instruments coming in from the reactive music. So yeah, this is hinting at, you know, coming upon ruins. In my opinion, kind of being witness to the past and learning from it. I'm sure there's maybe other interpretations that could be from this, but that's how I take it. And now we have all these more creatures added to the mix. Got our friend jellyfish. And this has actually been raised up to this level. One who emerged from all the graves. Be witness to the ruins. That's us. Little playful kite things. And lilies with their little songs. Wow. I wonder if I'll be able to actually get up there. I might not be able, because I'm way out of practice with flying. I don't have all the runes, but we'll try it. We can definitely get up there after we actually raise the next level. Oh yeah, looks like we will. Okay. So, we made it up here. secret. Secret room. Red. And there's also a mural in here. We will go ahead and now, this is a very curious mural, and I'm not sure really what to make of it at all. In the context of the broader story, it does make me wonder if this is like... Someone here is buried... Hey, Snake. No, there's no dying in it. Like this figure... Maybe that's like the first mentor type figure, because like they're buried and that has that brightly lit structure next to it. What's the point if you die? Don't die. It kind of makes me wonder if this is like a spiritual sort of death. Where this is one of the first mentors, those like white guiding figures that we've seen in the cutscenes. This is one that's always been a little bit of a mystery to me. I wonder who this was and what this death signifies that makes it different from all the other ones, which seem to be depicted as just senseless and tragic. This one seems to be a death that is honored and speaks to them continuing on, just in the fact that their symbols continue to live on. It's the only one also where there's like a depiction of a name, right? Like there's the burial marker, but it also has the symbol there. And a bunch of symbols above him. Or them. Yeah, the music is gorgeous. Absolutely brilliant. So we can get up here without, you know, flying trickily, but I wanted to fly tricky. There's also a rune. Is it over here? No, I've gone to the wrong place. Is it there? Yeah, it's in here. I'll just grab that over here. And then we'll continue on to the next mural. Bag the jellyfish. This is the next direct story one. Music shifts again. Again, it's that reactive music. And this is the introduction of the Scarf Whale, the most majestic creature. And there's parallels to this in the flying machines that we saw earlier that were hostile. But this is just kind of a drifting, gentle giant. what's going on here? Like, this is depicting our journey where we've gone into the underworld, and this is where we faced off against those creatures. So this is the immediate preceding level that it's depicting. Gosh, that... sound. Lovely. That's where we could get off to the next one, but I wanted to write it somewhere. So, let's see. There's also another kind of little secret I wanted to touch while I was here. Is it over this way? I don't know if it's available yet, but we'll find out. So this is the way where that mural was. And now you can see that there's these, you know, this soup is in here. But the other thing here, or do I have to fill it all the way before it shows up? I have to fill it all the way before it shows up. I'll activate. I also like how... So this is kind of reminiscent of that mural, right? Like, this pillar of light and symbols is kind of depicted coming above their grave. So it really suggests that something happened where they realized it was not viable to continue on. Maybe they put in a prayer or something, some spiritual calling to have themselves be remembered, or sure, maybe they just wanted to make sure that there was protection for someone, you know, some figure to come after. This one, of course, is the depiction of the bridge. Yeah, the whole game is up to interpretation. There's no written dialogue, there's no spoken dialogue. It's entirely up to what you want to get out of it. And everything that I'm saying is just my own kind of understanding. And honestly, my own understanding often changes. Your computer lives, Blue. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I may be misremembering. There might not be anything in here. Was it in between the... I love that emote. Was it... well, let me check. in these in-between areas. Might be in one of them. Oh, kite thing. Isn't through the middle. Actually, this might very much be what I'm looking for, is these middle segments. Oh, but I love how when you are in touch with something, whether it be another player or just here in the primordial soup, you just have this freedom of movement. It plays really well, it conveys that very nicely. Maybe not. So maybe it's in this top one eventually. It isn't yet, but this last stretch, like all the other ones, it was traveling along the cut scarves and then the jellyfish scarves and then the whale. And now the scarves are actually coming together actively to help you from platform to platform. So in one you had to ask, in the other you had to kind of follow them. In the last one, you kind of were just along for the ride. It kind of is showing different levels of cooperation. And this one, you know, from my hero's journey perspective, it's like you've actually ascended the mastery of this. Whatever you want to consider this to be. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. And, oh, whoops, slipped off. Oh, look, this last mural. And the last mural depicts our, you know, our slide. So they, you know, the murals are a little bit out of order, but it's each one of them depicts one of the stages that we've gone through along our journey. Really good to say that there was a feature in one of these, maybe. Just bear with me. I mean, you've borne with me so far, but you know. Just wanted to see if my memory is frog or not. Looks like my memory is a frog. Not. Let's see. Oh, there it is. This friend. This is a unique friend. This friend is a reference to that game company's first game. I forget what it's called, like Creature or something. So we saw their reference to Flower, and now we've got this one. Such a weird little creature. But yeah, let's go ahead and swim ourselves on. Drifting. To the stairs. Light up as we walk. And let's see what the ancestor has for us today. I have not. I have it. I haven't played it. Need to. So, you know, this is, from a hero's journey perspective, yeah, this is where you have all of the kind of all of the understanding you have to achieve mastery, but now you have to go and actually face off. So the Ancestor now is just showing the journey so far. We went over the bridge, we explored the ruins of the city, we were led down into under the city. We've scaled the tower, and now it's showing us the future, the last leg of the journey towards the mountain. Which is way closer and way bigger than it was when we started, isn't it? But that depiction did not look very promising. It promised that things don't get any easier from here. Hello, I've been paired up with someone again. Nope, they're gone. That was momentary. Oh well. So yeah, like I said, that one special mural is really curious, and I want to know better how it fits into things. And really my own, I can't interpret it any other way besides it, you know, whoever that figure is being this mentor figure and being the one to lay the foundation for this spiritual teaching, to give that history, not only carved in stone, but also to kind of ascend whatever their worldly form is so that they can be with, you know, the protagonist in the future, now, along their way. Because, again, it's such a distinctly different burial than all the other depictions in the murals. So, we've been through kind of a rich, yellowish, we've been through pinks and greens, we've been through gold, we've been through blue, we've just been through kind of a, you know, very warm, again, rich gold tone, and now we're out of the desert and into the snow on the hills preceding the mountain. We're right there, like we can see it. But we also see that scarves don't fare so well out here. Falling down. And we can see even our own scarf is depleting as we're just here. But we've been joined by someone. Hello. Hello. And here, more than ever, having, you know, companionship is nice because you can't keep your scarf charged by yourself. So you have to either make these frequent stops to these things, or if you have someone that you can travel with, you can keep charged by staying near them. The war machines are active even out here. Or maybe especially out here. They're very chatty. Oh yeah, this part. The mountain doesn't want you to climb it. They get behind that pillar. Yeah, they should be good. These are interesting structures too. They're not like the normal grave markers. They're like significantly larger, but they're shaped kind of like the machines are. Like they have that zigzag sort of pattern. All the way? Yes, we can. Up here. Up here, buddy. Yeah. We should be... So we got through that windy segment, but now we're in among the graves again. This, more than even in the beginning, is like those who have tried come before. Little kite thing. It's cold. Poor little kite thing. Hi. Okay. Oh, it's retreating inside the thing. It's like, oh, it's a little warmer in here. Don't blame you. Take shelter. But I can't stop for shelter. Oh. I don't know if you can see it. There's faintly, like, scarves traveling through the sky up there. Moving up towards the mountain. Very faint. And now we're forward. Gosh, that snow looks chilly. For the character animation, yeah, you really feel that this is not the easiest leg of the journey. Like, you're pushing against some hard headwinds. You also, you know, actively move slower, unless you're moving with the wind that actually accelerates you. Shelter. A moment of respite. A warmth lamp. We have another mural hidden up here too. This kind of speaks to some kind of final confrontation where it ended things for both sides. Like, it looks like they're both fully committed and on a collision course with one another. I don't know how else to read that one. Oh. Where are we going, friend? We're going across? Yeah. Here we still have problems with our scarf. Freezing. Thaw this. Give us a little bit of a bridge. It wants to help us, but it's very cold. Whatever these things are, you know, whatever that scarf energy is, it seems like an allegory for, you know, kind of nature itself, in that, you know, nature wants to be, well, like, it's naturally beneficial, but for man's abuse of it, so here we have not only strong winds, but it's hinting at us about the war machines being active in this area as well. We have to be mindful of that. I don't think it's time to go, buddy. We can, but it doesn't feel like the right time to go. I'm scared. Let's get inside quick. Continue to the next. Can. Continue to the next. Oh. He's braving it right away. Buddy. I'm nervous. Let's wait for it to make another. Yeah, it's about to come through. Or not. Okay, yeah. I'll follow you. I'll trust you. For no reason. Just because. But yeah, blue Gris looks fantastic. It looks very much up my alley, and very much one that I want to play. We again get a moment of respite over here. And another mural. So, you know, after the war, or what have you, maybe they saw their only chance as all making the pilgrimage to the mountain. Definitely seemed important to this civilization, though, to get there. Maybe it's their only way to make amends for what they've done. Maybe it's the only way to ask for a cessation of, you know, these war machines. Or maybe it's just, you know, their path to a sort of better life sort of thing. Away from all of the struggle. It's very much open to interpretation. It's even harder for, we can't keep a charge at all out here, even shouting. Like the shouts are basically muted. Okay, we've got a little tiny bit. And there comes the light. Let's get inside. Oh, I'm trying to get in. Slow moving machine. Oh, why? Why did you go in? Oh no, we've been eaten by the... Well, I took it for him. That's okay. It's hungry for more, though. It's shredding my little scarf. Just have to make it a little further. We just have to make it to that doorway. We can't wait out here, buddy. We can't wait out here. Must press on. Now we're able to find a little bit of warmth. But as we come around the corner, Come to another structure. More scarfs actually kind of alive. These haven't been ravaged entirely. And the mountain is just, it's just right there. We're so close. So close. Now, continue the journey. It's frigid, or we can hear the wind howling. Hang here for a moment, little buddy. Okay, let's go. Go. Quick, quick, quick. Oh, jeez, whoops. Okay. Let's hang here, little buddy. And, hey, let's go, let's go. And let's go this way. Don't go up the stairs yet. Up. Wait, make it. Over, oh. Oh no, he didn't make it. I'll wait. Now the longest stretch yet. Can we make it? Can we make it? Yes. We've done it. It's the last little charge of scarf that we'll get. And we have... The mountain is just right there. We're right here. Now we think back to that last depiction, the prophecy that the guide showed us, where we are brought to our knees at the foot of the mountain. Our scarf's been already ripped to shreds entirely by these whipping winds. Now, I'm not actually walking sideways. The wind is pushing me left and right. It looks so close. We can see the light up there. Just have to soldier on. Have to push through. These grave markers are not exactly promising. Of those who have come before. Now there's no more marker. There's only the two of us. Perhaps further than any of those who had come before on this pilgrimage. But one more. Losing sight. our legs moving very fast at all. Ice effect is tried. It's so close. We know it's just up there, but have the strength to go on. There you go, Snake, just for you. Mentors judging our failure. But then deciding to lend us their strength. We will not fall here today. Above. Now, there's a great deal to explore here, but I'm initially just going to take the path that it wants you to take, because it goes with the music so well. And it's kind of a parallel to our journey so far. Like, we just went over the bridge, right? Now, we get to skate through natural wonders. Descending. But now there's no structures in the way, there's nothing except this. Aquatic rhymes. also decided not to go immediately up. But I've lost sight of them. There they are. Do you want to go? Go. The light. Hey. Do it. Yeah, Driss is another very artistic sort of game. And we're here. At this point, we've transcended needing a scarf at all. We don't have one, we don't need one. There's only the path forward, which we can continue, but we are now going back to where it all began. No more struggle. No more scarf or freezing. No buildings or war machine. This is a very chatty player. Glad we encountered someone for the very last bit. Both times it was someone wearing like a first pass cloak, which, again, it's impossible to know if it's actually their first time or if they just are resetting their player data so that they get that first cloak. One thing about your first time through, and one reason that some people do it that way, is it avoids being paired up with a white cloak. Like someone who's a white cloak cannot be paired up with someone who's got their first time to the mountain cloak on. Because it wants, it wants the white cloaks to be traveling with people who are more experienced. Since it's your first time, or your fourth time through now. The credits. That bit of light shooting out of the mountain now that we've made the journey. All life was originally created, or civilization was given initial birth by a spark being shot out of the mountain like this in the beginning. This is suggestive of like a rebirth. No, Blue, the music is just, oh, so... Oh, that was beautiful. Let's see. For W was that first that we traveled with. Dragonborn Drive-In. Amber W was so patient with me. Oh my gosh, I almost want to reach out to them and thank them for that, because that was just that was too good. But yeah, that is a journey. You've seen it, but when I say that every time I play this, I get a little something out of it. When I say that it is like a best friend as a video game to come to when I have a lot of tumultuous thoughts in my head that I want to let go of and find some perspective in. I mean those things, and I do strongly recommend giving it a play and just letting yourself be immersed in the world. Don't rush, don't, you know, just appreciate everything that you see and hear, and just enjoy the journey itself. Oh yeah, that is Journey.